Hello, pipe community. Ethan, Parsimonious Piper here. It is Cobb Tuesday. I've got my Cobb Tuesday Cobb. Missouri Meerschaum Country Gentleman. Got my Cobb Tuesday hat. In my Cobb Tuesday Cobb, I am smoking some Drucker and Sons, the Devil's Own. Classified as an American blend. Virginia, Burley, Latakia, Perique. It's pretty good. It reminds me a little bit of, say, an Old Joe Krantz with just a hint of Latakia. Good stuff. Got this from Mr. Paladin Piper. Thank you, sir. You were quite correct. I do like it. Chad, Yardism. Still pestering us with questions every weekend. This time he asked us to discuss 3 non-pipe related YouTube channels that we watch. Well, I was going to include Countryline Coochie Coo and Bootylicious Badonkadonk. But I think Chad turned me on to those channels. So let's try something else. One of the things that I enjoy watching, because, well, it's always interesting to watch black conservatives take down leftist talking points and somebody's car alarm. You just have to love it. Well, we'll soldier on. It's always entertaining to watch a very well-educated, well-spoken, and obviously not lunatic black conservative take down the left's talking points about race, etc. I mention those descriptives as a prerequisite because what you get from the left anytime you have a black conservative speaking is they get called things like Uncle Tom, or they're not really black, or they're dumb, or you get those kinds of pejoratives. And I happen to love, I love a bunch of channels in that vein. People like Thomas Sowell, the late Walter Williams, Officer Tatum, Colin Noir. But my favorite is one of the funniest channels out there. And that would be the Conservative Twins, aka the Hodge Twins. These guys dish up a very often not safe for work take on current events from a black conservative perspective. and they're a hoot. They're a riot. So, Conservative Twins. Next up, since this is, of course, Marca, the United States Concealed Carry Association, USCCA, has a pretty decent YouTube channel. They put out videos, maybe not quite daily, but close to it. Short videos, nothing terribly long. Some of them are instructive in terms of how to carry. Others discuss legal aspects, myths about guns, myths about how to, for example, the other day, one of the myths that they busted was this notion that you shouldn't leave your magazines loaded, that's bad for the springs. Now, those of us who are into physics know that that's nonsense, but a lot of people think it's true. So things like that, very practical tips, good advice from a legal standpoint. And of course, I highly recommend that you check out the organization itself and join if you have any interest whatsoever in exercising your Second Amendment rights. Finally, and yes, continuing down the conservative channel vein, for a look at current events and economic theory, all kinds of topics from a conservative, non-Christian viewpoint. Dennis Prager's PragerU is really hard to beat. Their best video series, I think, is their 5-minute series where they have an expert in some topic, very often not a conservative, explain that topic just briefly, along with pointers and encouragement for you to get out there and learn more. Don't take a 5-minute soundbite as the be-all, end-all of the discussion, and they don't want you to. They want you to educate yourself. Prager has his Dennis Prager has his little fireside chats there on the channel, and those are wonderful too. His wisdom and insight into life and how it really works is invaluable. So whether you are yourself a conservative or if you're a liberal who is honestly interested in understanding why conservatives believe what they believe and what they actually believe, and not just what the mainstream media tells you that they believe, PragerU is a very good resource for that type of information. Well, I need to get back to my 2 favorite channels. Thank you, Chad, for pointing those out to me. Thank you for asking this question. Devil's Own. It's a pretty decent blend. If you like Old Joe Krantz, but you think that maybe it just needs a little extra something, well, like I said, this is very similar to that with a touch of Latakia. I'm all like this. Hey, y'all like something you like. Enjoy your afternoon.